You could say that fashion and architecture are made from the same fabric. LdM students are learning just that this month as the fashion and architecture departments team up for a collaborative project, Urban Fabrics. The similarities between architecture and fashion are even more evident when you look at each field's approach to the research and design processes. Urban Fabrics is a project designed to highlight these connections for students at LdM. The goal was to have architecture and fashion majors collaborate to find inspiration in a specific Florentine square and then to create digitally printed scarves. The pattern of each scarf was decided based on certain color schemes, shapes, and other striking characteristics that made their piazza unique from the others. These students have been working on the project throughout the semester. Promoting cross-disciplinary collaborations, the project offered students the opportunity to develop team-building skills, understand complex processes behind design and architecture, and to stimulate creativity. Through visual observation, field analysis, and various tools of representation, including sketching, drawing, collage, photography, and other media, students communicated visually based narratives of their ideas. Materials will later be developed into the design of a scarf and a square pocket to be printed after midterm break.
The project is a collaboration between the two departments, architecture department and fashion department. Students, they have to work on some scarves and square pockets, and they, after choosing a square in Florence, they are going to create their own mood board and then to develop the patterns to be applied on the two items. Talking with my students, they said that they learn how to work with another people, with another kind of another methodology, another kind of requests, new language, because it's not the same thing as working with the fashion. The concept of the design is totally different.
And I think both architecture and fashion, they share a word that is fabric, because fabric is a structure and fabric is a textile. Urban fabrics is what we usually would call the structure of a city that is made up of buildings, of streets, of squares. So there are patterns, and architects are used to these patterns too. And I think students at the beginning had to choose a square in Florence, so they had to choose an architectural object. And then they had to analyze it according to aesthetic issues and finding inspirations. And I think this is where the combination of fashion and architecture was more successful, because things that architects could see were different from things that emotions that fashion designers could perceive in a space. So I think this is the greatest part of the analysis.